If you could change anything that happened in 2016, would you?
Everything.
Took an L this year.
I think 2016 was a pretty good year for me, so I'm gonna say yes, but not enough to really care that much about taking it back, so maybe not. Like, there's some complications, but I feel like everything happens for a reason, so that's what I like to believe with that, so whatever. No.
There's not one thing. There's a lot of things I'd change. But I agree with you. I usually don't. I think things happen for a reason, but it wasn't a great year. I think one thing changed for me personally. I wish I wasn't so sick so much.
Yeah.
Because that then affected working and other things, and that stressed me out in all aspects of my life. And so that's the only thing I would probably change. But I'm not going to even get to the world stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I would have been campaigning for Hillary maybe more, done more of my part, because I don't know. It's just terrible. And I'm scared for next year. So, if anything I could change in 2016, I guess it's involved.
Oh wow, it's a long one. I like that. Is there something that you thought ruined you in 2016 that you now look back at as a blessing? Ooh, okay. Dia?
I moved in with my ex, and that shit ruined me. And now I feel like, you know what? I'm happy that I went through that experience because I put myself first now. So I think going into 2017, I'm going to have a good year because I'm going to prioritize.
That's good.
Yeah.
And looking out for Numero.
There you go.
And then I can help everyone else.
That's true though.
Yeah.
Gotta look out for yourself in order to help other people.
Right.
You would have never known that if you didn't, like, you know.
Yeah, I went just all the way in on that one. So
Sometimes you get that feeling that it's correct, you know.
yeah.
It's good to learn now than
Yeah.
20 years from now, you know?
Right.
Get out of a
Exactly.
situation you don't want to be in.
Exactly.
This apartment, I will say, is one of the better things that's happened to me in 2016. And originally I was supposed to get it in like April, June, you know, and I didn't end up getting it until September. And I'm glad that all that happened just because I had all that more time to prepare for it. So that's cool. And, you know, as each month went by, I would get, you know, just a little more agitated, you know, about the situation and about the mystery of it all, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that took the time that it needed to take.
What has been your greatest accomplishment this year? Getting out of bed, waking up, you know, trying to live even when you're down. I think that's probably my biggest accomplishment.
That's good.
Nothing special happened. My sister graduated, like, that was good for her. But waking up every day and figuring out life, that's my greatest accomplishment.
I ran my first half marathon.
Yeah.
So that was out of the blue. Like, never ran more than 3 miles before January, and then this year I actually ran 2 half marathons. Yeah. Not just my one, like, first one, but 2. And that was really crazy.
You can't even run a block without looking like an idiot, you know? Like.
Well, we discussed it though, like, even before you had decided to, like, do it. Like, we discussed last year wanting to do half marathons. It's awesome that you kept up with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to make some big changes last year. And I've made a few, not a lot, but so that was...
Learning how to put shit together and, like, just becoming more, like, for myself, like, because I'm Numero now. Back to that. But seriously, like, it's hard to like be like, I'm alone, but I'm gonna get shit done. And, like, that's just been, like, my motto for everything. Like, this sucks, but I'm gonna get shit done, you know? So I think for me personally, that's more of a positive. We're trying to be more positive and all of that.
Are you leaving 2016 the same person you came in as? Actually, I was just thinking about that because I just realized it was like something that ruins you. Actually, I started 2016 horribly. I got alcohol poisoning, and it was like a mess. like I was like throwing up in a top hat on the subway, and I like left my purse and like had like nothing at like Times Square, like puke all over, like trying to get home. And it was just not a good look and not a great way to start off 2016. So going from that, like, and like taking a minute to like take care of myself and be more like conscious of my body and like health wise, that's kind of what made me want to run a half marathon. So like if that hadn't happened, then maybe like I wouldn't be where I am and more health conscious.
And you know, there's no way to talk about this year without talking about everything that went on in the world this year, you know, for better or worse. And I know, you know, we're not supposed to talk about that. But there's no way not to talk about it, you know. Just, you know, a quick rundown of the main points this year. You know, the police brutality that's been going on more prevalently in the last 3 years and all that. Orlando and everything that happened there, especially as a Latino male, you know, the whole moment. The election and that whole run of it was very, very draining, and all of those things put together, I feel like at this point of the year, I'm sitting here like, like this was a lot. Like,
so much.
Especially, you know, and I don't know if it's all because we are all coming into the realization or the age, like, there's different stages of development and all that stuff. This might be the stage where we look up like, oh, like this is the world and these things are real and impact us, you know, on the day to day. And not just because this law is set, just watching it on the news is mentally draining, especially, and it's, you know, it can be very damaging. And the emotional toll and all that stuff. So with how heavy this year was on a world basis, me taking all this in, it's I don't know, and you know, other things that have happened in everyone's life, you know, personal lives and all that, coupled with everything that's going on outside. I don't know, it makes you a little more serious and a little more appreciative.
2016, the personal is political. Texas is so different from New York, so I've been here 3 years, and I think the longer you live here, you start to get used to things that are not normal. Like, yes, right. Like, for instance, like homelessness. Like in Texas, you know, you'll see that on the corner, but here, you know, it's so frequent.
Are you from a major city in Texas or just
Dallas and Houston? But it's like, you know, even when you see it over there, it's like you look, but here it's like people, you know, you just walk past them, past them. And I don't notice that I'm doing it as well until like someone from Texas comes to visit me and they're like, oh my gosh. So I feel like as far as political, things hit New York a lot harder to me. I feel like it's scary to live in the city. No.
For the holidays, I've always thought about giving and all that. So I really want to make like food or like a meal for them and deliver it and like maybe give them like a blanket or a sweater or like something like that, so that, you know, like maybe they won't eat it but at least they feel like someone sees them, I guess, you know. But it's really sad.
Get your friends, I'll get my friends, and we all do.
Exactly.
Like, you know, something collective like that, that would be, because, you know, it's one thing to talk about it and say that we see it every day on a day-to-day. We all, you know, grow up around all of these issues, whether we choose to look at it or see it or not, you know. So it's one thing to say that, you know, we notice it, but let's also do something about it. So I definitely back that.
Another big thing about what came out of this year, like I think a lot of people, especially in New York, like starting to realize what, like a lot of people have the same views and like are very open to things, but at the same time I feel like people started to realize like things are not going to get done in a small, like unless we start small and actually fight for things that we care for, not just talk about it. And protesting does some things, but also stepping up and like donating or help, like bringing food to the homeless or working at like shelters or working with kids and doing all these things. Like that's the only way that things will get any sort of change will be seen.
It really does matter putting in the effort and doing more than just protest. Like
Oh no, I hate favorite questions. My favorite song / album of this year was...
Ooh. Hard.
Actually, I would probably say Tetsu and Youth by Lupe Fiasco. I thought that was a crazy dope album that actually had really good lyrics and showcased a lot of political issues, and it was a banger. It was dope. So I would say that.
Navy or die. I'm gonna go with anti, whatever you'd like to call it. Okay, here we go. I come fluttering in from Neverland. I was like, oh, okay, this is cute, this is fresh, this is nice. Da 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 da. I couldn't take in the whole album. It was a nice.
Too much.
The production was good. The lyrics were amazing. Okay, it was like a great thing. The lyrics were really good. It was super catchy. A lot of great songs. Love on the Brain. The Thing dropped. Dum, 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 dum. And it had me like, oh. I was like, oh my god. I didn't stop listening to it. Work came out. I was like, okay. And she did. She owned the year.
She worked for.
Yeah, and you can't really listen to albums. I feel like I don't know, like that for a whole year. That wasn't on the album, but that was in that 4-year waiting period.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Mad Love by JoJo, really good album. Can I get a cosign? Thank you.
Yes, please.
Right.
All in my feelings.
I did waiting for that one too.
Yeah.
You got your bag with you?
Maybe.
Real close. Mad Love JoJo. Kalani dropped a few songs. I mean, I don't know who. Beyonce, let's talk about it. Tonight I'm fucking up all your shit, boy.
Too, so,
Yeah.
and that didn't really disappoint me at all.
Franklin.
I liked, what was it? I think I've been, still to this day, I've been having songs stuck in my head, like yesterday's Solo was stuck in my head, and, what was the other one?
This wasn't my favorite album of the year, but I'm not a big Hamilton fan. But the mixtape, I like the mixtape. I fucks with the mixtape.
My girl Kelly Clarkson.
I haven't had a second to listen to Childish's new album either, but I feel like
That was really good.
That is
Yeah.
good. That's a good
I've
album.
only heard a few songs on it, but already I love those.
A lot of people had a problem with that because
Wait,
he
which
wasn't.
one?
Josh Gordon.
Oh, I love Me and Your Mama.
Ugh.
That is a good
That's
song.
a good song.
But like, it's
Me and Your
interesting
Mama.
to me because Me and Your Mama, and then there's a song
Like
called
at the end, I forgot
yeah,
what
it's
How Me and Your Mama Met.
yeah,
Some-
How I
something
Met
like
Your
that.
Mama or
Yeah.
something. He like.
It's a totally different vibe.
It's such a different vibe. Like he literally is an artist to me. Like that was my. It just came out like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I've listened to that shit nonstop, and this is gonna sound so cliche, but for me, like he switched it up. He went from being a rapper, and his rap music was great. Like I thought it was great. And then he just said, "Oh, I'm gonna be an R&B artist for a second, and oh, I'm gonna make this TV show, and it's gonna premiere on a major network." Like, such an inspiration. Like, okay. It just says, if you had a mantra for this year, what was it, and did you stay true to it? Well, I kind of touched on this before, but I just want to get shit done. Like, that's my, that sounds stupid, and I used to say it in college, all right, let's get this shit done, let's get this paper done, but like, you have to. But now it's like, going off of your point before, like, it's the year to like make it or break it. Like, have some confidence in yourself, you'll get it done, like, you'll find a way, not giving up. And yeah, I think I stayed pretty true to it. I mean, I stayed with something this year that I thought I couldn't stay with like 2 months. And here I am, like a year later, with the company that I was like, the second day I was like, I need to leave. Like, I love this company, but I was just like, it was really hard for me, and I'm still there, so I mean, that's good, right? Yeah, anyone else?
I'm not clever enough for a mantra right now. But I'm gonna be going taking this car off the road for a second. I've learned a lot this year, you know, and I've learned a lot in many years, but, you know, you don't really, you can learn something, but you don't really put it into practice, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, learning to put things into practice, okay, yeah. Don't let it, okay, I'm just going to turn it all to mantras. Handle it now. Okay, handle it now.
That's good.
Like, let's deal with it now, because we're gonna have to deal with it in 3 weeks. Like, let's clear the table. Let's go. And that could be with anything. With work, how was this? Can somebody pull up the emoji? It was this close. It was this close to calling out, and boy, am I glad that I did not. Okay. For a number of reasons. But, mostly just because, you know, I stopped and I thought to myself, like today or yesterday, whatever day, like towards the end of the week, it's like, you know, I was gonna have to do that anyway, and like, boom, I did it, and now I don't have to, like, one, look bad because I cracked under pressure, and two, you know, and no tea, no shade, no evil. If you feel like you're about to crack, you know, take a moment, take a little siesta, you know, stitch that bad boy up and let's go. But, yeah, don't let things fester emotionally, workplacely, in life, relationships, the whole lot.
I'm thinking that what has 2016 taught you about love?
2016 taught me to learn to focus on self-love first, and then you'll be more open.
You single too?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No Man November. A little bit wilder.
We in December, we good.
All year.
Dick December.
That's what it really is. That's what it really was.
Yeah, no Dick December. Just
No.
me January. Forget about it February. Just going on. But yeah, no, not like, I didn't mean it like that anyway, but like, just like, kind of learning to say no, because like, that was a big thing for me. Yeah.
Love is cool. You know what? Love is great. Love is amazing. Love is cool.
Yeah, but I didn't learn anything about that in 2016.
Oh, well.
But you did.
Maybe 2017.
Yeah, that's okay. But I was trying to learn about that in 2017. I had to learn about a lot of other things. Or self-love, or family love again.
Importance of family.
Not necessarily importance of family. I think for me, it was more like, in order for myself to like keep sane, I have to remember that like, you know, your family's your family, and you love them, and
You know,
I was about to say some of them.
some of them. Like, I say that very loosely. You know, like there's some family members I really don't get along with, but in order for me to be sane, I had to learn to not fully like let go of certain things, but be like, why not move on and deal with it, and just like, in order for myself to be okay and comfortable in a situation, to make sure that I'm not being rude or like, I have to be loving in a good way, not like a real like, oh my god, I love you, let's be friends again. But yeah, in order then for everyone else then to be comfortable, because I felt like for a while I was just being like probably like rude to a lot of people I loved or should love, even if I don't, you know, and that's what I learned about love.
you know, family is important, you know, and you should love a lot of them, but you don't have to love all of them. It's like, listen, I've got some of those Cracker Jacks, you know, mixed into the bag there, and I'm like, please, you know, please, I'm gonna cut you there. Good time, you know, good thing this is the only time I see you, you know, cool, let's chop it up, and I'm gonna move on.
Learned a lot from my family, because, and like, not just that, but like, a lot of my friends are starting to get married, but more it's for like health insurance and people being out of the country,
love.
like some, but no, but it is
But
like
like, yeah.
their love, but it's giving them a reason
More
to get,
opportunity,
yeah. And also I feel like now, I feel like it's less common to get married because people are scared because the divorce rate's so high. You don't need to have a partner to procreate if you wanted. That's a weird way to put it, but like, it's like there's less and less reasons, it feels like sometimes, to get married in this day and age. And like, so for me, it was like getting to that age where people are getting married, and I'm seeing my friends getting married and doing it for reasons, like, because also being married for love wasn't as common as it was back for most of humanity. Most of the time it was like your parents just
marriages
and still is for a lot of people in the world. But like, it's just interesting now that like making sure that you are in love is a reason now to get married, and to see that like that's a reason that people get married to now too, but there are other reasons as well. So like different aspects of love and how that can be easier for you.
You see, it's interesting. Like, for gay men, well, gay people, you know, and homosexuals, the homosexuals, it's like, shit, I love you, but baby, we gotta get this together, you know, we gotta sign these papers real quick, just cause, you know, if anything, I don't wanna lose the house, you know, boop, I don't wanna lose the car, you know, and I know somebody who, in life, who's been with their partner for 19 plus years, 20 years plus, they're going and they're getting married, and I'm like, wow, like, you know, not for nothing, but like, it's funny, like the vegetarian thing and like the veganism thing. It's like, oh, well, why are you doing that, like, now? It's like, right? Because I want to. But, it's like, oh no, like, you know, and here we go again with this, but with Trump being in office, like, we're scared, you know, we have, you know, a lot of money between us, and a lot of property, and just a lot of da-da-da-da, and if he's in the hospital, I can't go in and see him. I'm not his husband. You know? And it's like, I never thought of, you know, I like to think of myself as a romantic. So I've always thought, you know, well, we'll go, you know, let's get hitched, you know, the whole lot, you know, or let's not get hitched, and that's what it is, and, you know, live free and die trying. Get rich and die trying, sorry. But, yeah, I don't know, that's funny. And for a very long time, whatever. Okay. I'm done.
Oh, I've learned a lot about love this year. I learned to accept the person for who they really are. You know, don't try and sugarcoat it. Accept the person for who they really are. I've really learned to open up a lot and like learn how to express myself a lot better.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited.